Hello, hello. We have arrived.
Hello.
Yes, artist, archivist, VTuber, and tonight, Coffee Kai. You can call me Tiberious Vanderfield. I am joined by...
SheppySHEPS. Also part-time bartender.
Barista.
Bartendress.
I guess you are the bartender because you're the one who served the drinks at Valhalla, whereas I am the barista because I'm the one serving the drinks here.
Barista.
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad that's a gender-neutral term. It's very nice.
Yes. How are you doing today, Sheps?
I'm all right.
Good. Glad to hear it.
Yeah. It's a slow, chill day for me.
Mm-hmm.
Low energy.
Gotcha. But yeah, for me, it's been a longer day at work than usual for a Wednesday. But yeah, a coworker of mine is out of town currently, and considering that there are 3 people who work at my place of business, I am taking up extra work as a result. So yes, so I'm going to be pretty busy for the rest of the week. I believe I mentioned that last time we collabed. So yeah, so I don't necessarily expect to have a whole lot of time to be streaming throughout the rest of this week, but someone who will be streaming throughout the rest of the week is a streamer by the name of SheppySHEPS.
That's correct.
Yes, why don't you tell the fine folks what you have planned?
Well, tomorrow I'll be doing I'll be revealing my new model. And,
very exciting.
Playing some Team Fortress 2.
Very good, very good.
I'm very excited to show it off.
Yes, if possible, I'll see about hopping on for a little bit, maybe. Yeah, I can't make any guarantees necessarily at this point, as I will be working a little bit late, as I usually do on Thursdays.
Sure. I'd love to have you. I'll ask everyone else if they would have you as well.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Anything else that needs to be said?
Well, I think we're good.
All right.
Ready to go.
Then I suppose you might as well go and get started.
All right.
Oh, hold on. All right, I forgot to make the game. I forgot to output the game to my computer. So hold on, give me a second.
Oh, you're good.
All right.
Oh, now I see your OBS.
Yep. Forgot about that. Anyway.
Video games. You stopped stream completely?
No, my stream's going. I'm using 2 computers. I'm playing the game on the other computer. And so I use what I do. I don't know why it's not capturing coffee talk.
Maybe you'll have to like turn it off and turn it back on.
Maybe.
Activate the source. Deactivate it.
Ah, that's probably better than closing the application and restarting it. Oh, okay,
yeah,
here it is.
That's sometimes what I have to do with sources that are being finicky. Deactivate the source, reactivate it.
Alright, it seems to be working now. It's not visible on my stream yet because I haven't gone over to that scene yet, but it seems to be working.
Okay.
And actually, let me double check. I need to check my audio. Need to make sure that that's working properly.
Okay.
Yeah, I've mentioned it before, but my audio setups, or my whole streaming setup's a little bit odd. A little bit odd by a lot of people's standards, but it works for me. So.
Okay.
It does what I need it to do. But yeah, anyway, we should have audio now, and we definitely have video now. So, why not go and switch over to video games?
Benjamin games.
Indeed. Yes, so it seems like I have audio, and I definitely have video, so we should be good. Let us resume.
All right. All right. Do you want to wait? We're this is where we left off?
Apparently.
Really?
That's it.
Okay.
Yeah, there's no previous dialogue that I see. I can reload the day if you want to be double sure.
Yeah, that was weird. Okay. Yeah, I guess that's right. I guess it's right. It's concerning. So I do remember seeing green-haired girl. September 29th, 2020. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
It just starts with Hyde. Yeah, I remember this. Okay, yeah. That's when it starts.
All right.
Do you want to read the story?
Oh, yes.
So we could get it out of the way.
Yeah. We always forget to do that. We always forget to do that.
Yeah. Now it's I think it's your turn.
That sounds about right. A Stray Boy and a Lonely Cat by Freya Fatima. Midnight. The boy arrives at his home. The ticking sound of the cooling engine fills the dark, empty garage, followed by the scrape of the rusty metal door being forcefully closed. He leaves the garage, and there she is, waiting for him to come back home. She always waits in the same spot, around the same time. The boy always smiles when he sees her. The cat calls the boy, demanding the treatment she always receives from him every night, in the same spot, around the same time. He laughs quietly as he walks up to join her. You've been waiting for me, haven't you? Here, come here, says the boy to the cat while he pets her fur. The cat purrs loudly and refuses to stand still. He dances around him, stands up tall on 2 feet and rubs her head against his shins, and shares her affection while enjoying their nightly routine. Until, suddenly, the boy decides that their interaction is enough for today. He stands up, walks away from her, and closes his door. The cat understands that the time for their day is up. They both return to their own lives. The boy did not give the cat something to eat, and the cat did not sleep next to him and help him relax, for she was not his, and he was not hers.
Ah.
Very short one today.
That was a short one, yeah.
Indeed. Well, now that we've read our daily short fiction, I suppose it's time we actually attend to our customers, huh?
Yeah. He really never changed.
I know.
But it was surprisingly nice. Catching up with people from back then. Thank you for forcing me to do it.
Don't mention it. Hey, Tiberious. I'd like to order again. The usual. Back to the experiment? Yes. I think the last one was the remedy. But there's no harm in checking some other combinations. Alright. You know what to do. Well?
The Gala had.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I feel like we're probably not gonna get a whole lot better than the drink that is named after him, so. Let's see. Gala, tea, milk, ginger.
I mean, what else do we have?
Milk.
I mean, what new items do we have?
No new items today, per se.
Okay. Tea, milk, ginger, I think that's what it was, yeah?
Yeah. Because, yeah, we've got mint. But, yeah, I don't think that's gonna do us any good, particularly.
Coffee talk. Let me just make sure.
Okay, Pro, version 2, manufactured by Toge Productions.
Yeah, what you'll want to make is the Galahad, of course.
Tea, milk, ginger. Tea, ginger, brew. Serve. Try this. Thank you. Just what I needed. Yeah, I think the writing for the game didn't necessarily expect us to get it in one, I think.
Yeah.
Oh well. What about you, Mr. Hyde? Would you like to order anything else?
I'm good for now.
I couldn't help overhearing you both. It sounds like you two go way back. We do, I guess.
He was my bodyguard.
Oh? Didn't you meet here?
Yeah, when this was a bar.
What happened exactly? He was getting his butt kicked by a couple of dwarves.
Those two bastards.
It wasn't a pretty sight, so I intervened. Aren't vampires supposed to be, you know, tough?
Just because I'm a vampire doesn't mean I know kung fu. Besides, I had a couple of drinks. I could have taken them both if I was sober.
A couple? Really? You were trash, Tide. You told them I was your bodyguard. Wait, were you not his bodyguard? Not at the time. We didn't even know each other. But because of that whole fiasco, we both got kicked out. And then this wasted vampire stuck to me. Like, well, you know, to a blanket. Obviously, he was too drunk to drive, so I hailed a cab. Turns out, he was also too drunk to tell the driver where he lived.
Oh no.
And I was stuck with him until morning.
Oh no. Thanks for not leaving me on the street, Gala. Those dwarves would have killed me.
Who were they?
I'm not going to confirm or deny anything, but it's possible they may have ties to the Mafia. And I might have lost some of their money on the stock market. A lot of their money.
Yikes.
They wanted me to launder their dirty money. So I decided to screw them over instead.
Yeah, I overheard what they were talking about before the fight started. I knew Hyde was innocent, and that's why I helped him. He might be an annoying jerk, he's not a thief.
With a stroke of luck, the universe sent me a guardian angel. Guardian angel in my time of need. So the next morning I offered him a job as my bodyguard for real.
After all the trouble you caused me the night before.
Hey, I took you to breakfast. Don't tell me that counted for nothing.
I have to say it wasn't my proudest moment. I was broke, and breakfast was an offer I couldn't refuse. It was the late 60s, mind you. It wasn't easy finding a job, especially for people like me. Werewolves?
War veterans.
Ah, I see. So, how did you go from working as a bodyguard to working in the hospital, Gala?
Well, when he was working with me, I've noticed.
Hyde? I prefer it if we skip that part. I'm sorry, but I don't want to go into any details about it. It's alright. Forgive me for asking. I don't mind telling you the quick and dirty version. Long story short, he helped me with something. Well, let's just say something from my past. Thanks to that help, I found a new purpose in life. Helping other people live. Of course, it's not easy for a veteran werewolf to become a nurse or doctor. That's why I chose hospital admin instead. So, you could say I owe this guy my life. Thanks to his stubborn persistence in helping me when I needed it. Thank you for sharing your story with me. I didn't expect such a tale from you.
I know. Anyway, Tiberious. I'd like to order something now.
What would you like?
Can you make me a tea-based drink that's warm and cool at the same time?
That feels like ginger and mint, if I had to say.
You'll know the name if you guess it. I'm going to let you try a few times. I'm not going to give you the answer right away.
Ginger, mint.
Nope.
Ginger mint tea.
Nope. That's not it.
I was going to say, that feels a little bit generic.
I'll give you 2 more chances.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll tell you the answer. But I think you're on the right track.
Actually, tea, mint, cinnamon, that feels a little bit too Actually, what was tea, ginger, mint? It was very warm, but it could be cooler. Mint, lemon makes it cooler. Honey makes it just sweeter. Cinnamon makes it warmer. So yeah, this is pretty... The warmth and the coolness is balanced on this one. Was it balanced on the other one? No, it wasn't. No.
You're right on the first ingredient. Definitely wants tea.
Well, he said tea-based drink, so I would assume so.
Yes. It could have been green tea.
Could have been green tea, I suppose.
Because he said tea-based.
True.
Nope.
Ginger tea. Hold on, is that what I tried last time, or was it ginger?
No,
mint
you
tea
did.
that I
You
tried last time?
you tried tea ginger mint.
Okay.
Now you tried tea mint ginger. But now you know that it's not neither ingredient, or at least one of those ingredients is wrong.
Mint, cinnamon. If I may ask, am I wildly off base in trying to balance warmth and coolness?
I can tell you that one of them is a fruit.
Well, there's a fruit here. Actually, hold on. There's no. Well. Milk also makes it warm and cool, which is interesting.
I will
Milk,
tell
lemon
you
tea.
that honey is also one of the ingredients. And milk is definitely not one of the ingredients.
Definitely not one of the ingredients. Okay. Let's see how Tea Lemon Honey treats us. Midsummer Night's Dream.
That's it.
That is definitely a unique name.
I don't know why, but they don't really give you the context for that answer. I feel like you would try all 5 times and you'd be like, I guess I'll pick this one. And it will. I don't know.
Yeah.
But that is correct.
I'm guessing it's not necessarily a thing where you need to get it 100% right, necessarily. I'm guessing this is a situation where there is a correct answer, but like you don't necessarily need to, like your guide's not going to kill me if I get his order wrong.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
So it's pretty low stakes.
It's for the achievement mostly. But yes, that is the correct answer.
All right.
Exactly what I wanted.
I'm trying to think. Have I read Midsummer Night's Dream? Which one is that?
I had to read that for middle school.
What's the plot of Midsummer Night's Dream? I can't remember offhand.
The play, or well, I guess they're both the same. Like the movie, there's actually like 5. It's a big kind of play because there's 5 different stories going on at once. So,
Broad strokes?
Yes. It's about this guy named Theseus. Do you remember Theseus?
I remember I've heard the name Theseus before, but only from Greek mythology.
Yeah, it's Theseus from Athens, Duke Theseus of Athens.
Okay,
so,
then
yes.
yeah, I've definitely not read A Midsummer Night's Dream then, because I don't remember any Shakespeare plays that take place in Greece.
It also, like at the same time,
Greece.
It also deals with fairies. So there's like Oberon, the king of fairies.
I do Is Puck in it? Because I remember one with Puck.
Yes, Puck Goodfellow, yeah.
I don't remember Theseus being involved in A Midsummer Night's Dream at all.
Or it's Theseus or Theseus? It's Theseus. I think it's Theseus.
It might be. But regardless, however his name is pronounced, I don't remember him being in A Midsummer Night's Dream, at least not in the version that I read.
He appears in Act 1.
So, maybe I just read a condensed version or something?
Could be. But
anyway.
Most of the story he deals with the fairies. Like the king and queen of fairies.
So yeah. So I definitely have read an adaptation of A Midsummer Night's Dream at least. But yeah,
Yes.
I do not recall Theseus at all being involved in that.
Yeah.
Anyway. Did you already read Hyde's dialogue? I kind of got distracted by the digression.
Yes, I did.
Okay.
By the way, it feels like this place is missing something today.
Freya, probably.
A certain green-haired woman.
Yeah, I haven't seen her today.
Speak of the devil.
Hello,
good people.
Got a little bit eager there.
And one vampire. It's good to see you, too.
Freya? By the way, we were just talking about you.
Oh, really? What about me? I was surprised that you weren't here. Is that how you pick up girls young enough to be your granddaughter? That won't work on me. Honey, I'm gay. You are not my type. I have no interest in flirting with you. I've got high standards, you know. Oh, Freya. Oof. You.
You look so tired, Freya. Hard day at work?
How could you tell?
Call it werewolf senses.
Right. I showed Tiberious my draft, and I actually got some good feedback.
That's good to hear. Glad I could help.
So, I spent the whole day rewriting stuff, and I also did some stories for the paper. Overall, it was a good day.
I wonder if that's why today's story is so short. Because she was busy writing other things.
Maybe.
I don't know if we'll get an explanation for that in universe, but it's a good theory.
Yeah.
That's good to hear. But please, don't forget to take a break. It's easy to get carried away by work when you're on a roll.
Don't forget to hydrate. And don't forget to exercise and stretch. And don't forget to subscribe. Will do, sir. And speaking of hospitals, how's your hospital adminning life going?
That's not even a word, Freya.
Actually, I'm not even sure what you even do there.
It's pretty boring to talk about. But mostly I handle operational stuff happening in the hospital. Things like how much a specialist costs and how much it affects our income. I also deal with patients and their families. If they require intensive care, such as operations, I go through what we do and how much it would cost them.
Kinda like... Oh. Listen to all the songs.
Yes, we've gotten an achievement.
Kinda like biz dev for people's lives, then.
You could say that.
Damn, that sounds complicated and hard.
That's why I'm suited for my job. Someone who gets very emotionally attached to patients would find this job pretty tough. Whereas heartless people like my friend here only see it from a business perspective.
Good point. Why do people rarely talk about your job, your kind of job?
I guess most people don't really notice we exist, or think about the necessity of it.
Exactly. It's an interesting job, yet no one talks about it.
Maybe because most admins are just like me. We rarely talk about work outside the hospital.
Why?
For me, I just don't find any reason to. It's the patient's personal lives, anyway. Such professionalism and loyalty. You should keep hold of that mindset, especially in front of this lady here.
He needs to be a bit less loyal, though. You've been doing this job for a while, right?
Almost 50 years now.
Whoa! I didn't know that. Wait. 50 years in the same position?
Uh-huh.
Holy! Ask for a promotion, man!
They keep offering me new positions. Mostly managerial.
Take it!
Not interested.
Why?
He's incredibly baffled. As per, to paraphrase, Sis is flabbergasted, as they say. It's not something that I want. Besides, as I've told you before, I fit perfectly in this position.
Salary must be better if you take on the promotion, right?
Of course. But what I get at the moment is more than enough for me right now. And I still get raises while I'm doing this job.
I really can't figure you out. That's Gala for you.
Anyway, my shift's starting soon. It was nice catching up with both of you. Are you gonna stay, Hyde?
Yeah, I'm still enjoying the vibes here.
I'll see you in a few weeks, I guess.
Yep.
Safe trip. See you around, Tiberious. And you, Freya.
See you.
Take care on your way.
You know, it's kind of hard to believe. Someone like Gala could be your best friend.
You were just talking about that before you arrived.
Oh, really? Man, I missed an interesting story. So, how'd you guys meet? Seriously, I have to retell the story. Yes. Come on, you're not going anywhere, right? Alright, then.
Come on, Freya, just watch the VOD.
We met in this place back when it was a bar. Blah, 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 blah. Whoa! I never knew Gala used to be in the army. I mean, he's got the build to be on the front line. Still, though, why would he make it the jump from... How should I say this? A very physical job to medic?
That's it.
Well, he's not comfortable talking about it right now. But you know why, right? Are you trying to squeeze the story out of me? Obviously. He doesn't want to talk about it. That's him, not you.
You're being a little bit rude, Freya, I must say.
Yeah. Seriously, Freya. Come on. I won't get into details. But going to war, it messes with your head. Oh. You see why Gala doesn't want to talk about it, huh? I don't get it, but it must be difficult. Especially back then. The only thing he was confident in was his strength. So he only did work that relied on his muscle. That wouldn't help him get over his trauma though, right? Of course not. But it was the only thing he could do. Or at least, it's the only thing he thought he could do. But you hired him for his muscle? Hey, I didn't know about all of that at the time. Besides, he's good at being a bodyguard. And we weren't that close yet. So, no personal feelings. I needed his strength. But then I got to be interested in him. Interested? I think he's a cool person, Baka. That's all. After a few months, I noticed his problem. I suggested he talk about it with someone, seek help, which he refused. No surprises there. But I kind of pushed him to do it. How? It's complicated, Freya. Eventually, he did go to get professional help. Of course, I have no idea what happened to his therapy sessions. In his therapy sessions.
Yeah, in his therapy sessions.
But in the end, he found a new purpose in his life. He quit working for me. And not so long after that, he started working at the hospital. And he's been work.
Ah.
Oh.
Yes, it's a little bit hard to hear you if you're talking.
I am talking, but I think I might have voice what's it called? Noise cancellation.
Noise cancellation, something like that.
Noise suppression. Yeah, let me turn that off. Okay. This guy again. Oh boy.
Good evening. It's nice to see you again.
We are also glad to see you, barista.
By the way, I didn't catch your name the last time you visited. Do you have a name?
Name? We sure have. On Earth, please call us Neil.
Perfect. Neil Armstrong.
Neil.
Yes. Neil.
Is that your real name?
It's as real as it needs to be.
Oh, of course not. Due to the nature of our communication, we do not really need trivial things like names to interact. But from what we have around here, it seems like the name Neil has a lot of associations with Earthling's efforts in intergalactic exploration.
True.
Ah, I get what you mean.
I believe we did not meet the last time we were here.
I saw you from afar when you left the coffee shop a few days ago. So hello, my name is Freya. You could say I'm a regular here.
You certainly could.
And you, sir?
Hide.
You come here often?
For someone who doesn't live in Seattle, yeah.
Oh, you are not from around here. Neither are we.
Where do you come from?
Far away. In a distant galaxy.
By far away, you mean a few thousand miles or more?
More. Much more. More. To the point that your strange calculation system means nothing.
That sounds far away indeed. What are you doing here in Seattle? Do all your kind dress like this?
Oh, this? We chose this appearance based on an image we saw when we first arrived.
Image? Ah! The Arami Gendru album? Arami?
I feel like this is a fake name. So, probably there's not a specific correct way to pronounce it necessarily. Yeah, I feel like this is a reference to something. Yeah, I would assume.
One sec.
Yeah, given the way that it is constructed, I would assume it's a reference to someone called Jeremy Andrew, but I have no familiarity with such a person.
Ah, I see. It's like a pig Latin kind of thing?
Yeah.
Sort of? Okay.
Because yeah, we've had other real life references, real life character person references couched in such a way.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, the Arami Gendru album cover. No wonder you look familiar.
As for what we are doing, this place is really the perfect spot to practice our communication skills with Earthlings. But before that, please let us order something from the barista.
What do you want to drink tonight?
Request. The usual. That is how you say it, yes?
Yes. So, anything?
Yes, we won't be able to taste the difference anyway.
You really can't taste anything?
Clarification. Yes.
What if I can brew a drink that can make you feel something?
Query. Interesting premise. But we doubt you will be able to do that.
Challenge accepted.
Please surprise us.
All right.
Let me see.
So, what do we need to be able to feel?
Lemon, lemon, lemon.
Well, I can't do all lemon. I've got to start with milk, chocolate, tea.
Chocolate, lemon,
tea.
lemon. Chocolate, lemon, lemon.
That's bitter, baby.
That's disgusting.
You want to see if there's like an answer, or do you want to just go for it?
I am going to help you.
All right.
For the achievement that you're interested in, I will give you a hint.
Mm-hmm.
We live in what galaxy?
Ah. I'm assuming it's not all milk, though. I assume that this has to be like a unique thing.
Yes.
Milk. Let's see. What makes you feel? If we add mint, we can make something that's very cool. We can also add lemon to make something that, yeah, mint or lemon would make it maximally cool. And that seems to be the strongest sensation that I can deliver, I would think.
I'll tell you that 2 of those ingredients you just chose were correct.
Milk, mint, lemon. Milk. Let's see. Again, I guess I'm going just completely out on a limb here. That I have to max out coolness.
I will tell you again that 2 of those ingredients are correct.
Okay, so it's milk and mint and something. If I were to drink minty milk, I would be displeased. But beyond that, what would be an interesting combination? Ginger, mint. Ginger and mint is like spicy and mentholy, which is an interesting mix. Cinnamon is also a little bit spicy to some extent, not as much. I suppose cinnamon is literally a spice, whereas ginger is not a spice. So it is, in a very real sense, more spicy, in the same way that a rock is more rocky than, say, a pool of water.
How many tries do you have?
2, I think.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what it is?
Give me one guess.
Okay.
I know it's not lemon. Actually, yeah. Tell me, do I add the mint first or second?
Second.
Second, okay. So, if I were to do that, that leaves me with something that's not at all bitter. Then again, I don't know that necessarily means anything. Milk and ginger and mint. Feels like... I feel like that's the combination that would elicit the strongest sensation. Not necessarily a positive one, but we didn't say that we were going to give him or give them something that's like good necessarily. We said that we're going to give Neil something that makes them feel.
Yeah.
And again, if I were to drink milk with ginger and mint, I would certainly be feeling.
If I gave a customer chocolate and lemon, I would definitely be feeling something.
Mm-hmm. I suppose one thing that I hadn't considered is okay, so I actually can't add any of the other, I can't add coffee or any of the teas or chocolate to the milk. Yeah, so... I suppose, is it milk-based also?
Yes, it
Okay.
is. It is milky.
I figured as much. So, I think I'm going to go with my instinct here and go for milk, ginger, mint.
Unfortunately,
Ginger, mint, milk. Unfortunate.
it is milk, honey, mints.
Milk, honey, mint. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Milky Way.
The Milky
Okay.
Way. It has a little spiral.
Yes. I wonder if this is a reference to something that
Wow.
actually exists.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Doesn't give you any clues, though.
Yeah. Not particularly intuitive, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Let's see. I hope I got this right.
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
No worries.
Thank you.
What the?
Yeah, they do that.
Interesting.
Before you ask, yes, that's how they drink.
This.
Sip. Drink the whole cup.
What is this? We've never been able to taste anything in our life. But this is a breakthrough.
Incredible.
We have to report immediately. Done. Thank you so much from all of our kind.
You are one interesting person.
Thank you. That was a compliment, yes?
Normally, yes. But you can't be sure with Freya.
That definitely was the highest form of compliment. What are you, Neil?
Us? We are travelers, doing our job in the space you call Milky Way.
What kind of job?
We are tasked with the mission to spread our seeds.
You really are here to find a date. All the way from a galaxy far, far away. Wow. Turns out pervs exist everywhere in the universe. Feeling attacked, old man? Not really. You have a valid point. Wait,
We do not understand. But we are glad if we can make you laugh.
Oh, the pleasure was mine. If I may ask, what do you have to breed with us?
We are sorry, but that is classified information.
Had a little hiccup there, it seems like.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Yes, it did pause on my end, too.
Yeah, I saw that.
But we believe it is all right to share it with you tonight. Wink, wink. Thanks to this eye-opening drink from the barista.
Ah, so the drink we chose did have an impact.
I am what you Earthlings call tipsy?
There wasn't any alcohol in the drink.
Silence, Earthling. I am feeling what you call the buzz.
I owe you the story. So why?
Everyone, including us and you and everyone else, is tasked to keep the balance of the universe. But sometimes it is hard for some civilizations to maintain balance by themselves. Because unknown threats that are beyond reach on each civilization's power can appear. Then that is where we come in.
I still don't see the relation between that and impregnating us. You're quite dense, aren't you? Hey. You came here to give the seeds. So a half-leaf of your kind can be born on Earth.
That is correct.
The half-breeds will be a half-Earthling and half... whatever you are.
Yes.
If we've learned anything from Dragon Ball Z, is that gives them incredible potential.
Yes. Like, if you even are a quarter... if you're a quarter Saiyan, you basically birthed a Super Saiyan.
I've never actually watched Dragon Ball Z, to be honest.
Oh, really?
Yes, I've played Dragon Ball Fighters, though, the fighting game. One of the fighting games, I suppose. There's several of them.
Because half-breed Saiyans actually have a remarkably easier time to go Super Saiyan, and quarter Saiyans even more so. Yeah, it's crazy.
I was broadly aware of that. Yes, like I said, I have not actually watched the show.
Gotcha.
Yes, anyway.
Yes.
Assuming that you have some powers that we can't comprehend, you were trying to make sure Earth will have its own protector.
That is 100% correct!
Holy shit. You're trying to give us a superhero?
Yes, that is what your people will call the protector.
But why go through all the hassle? It sounds like a lot of work. Why not just explain this to someone? I'm sure a lot of women wouldn't mind giving birth to a superhero.
Sadly, it is not that simple. The future protector has to be someone that loves this planet more than anything. They have to be born out of love, which we have learned is a very complicated feeling on Earth. We have it easier back home due to the nature of our communication. We understand everyone deeply by default. So everyone on our planet loves each other from the moment they are born.
That sounds beautiful and creepy.
Query. Why?
It sounds like your planet is a giant spherical orgy.
That was a badly chosen word. But it's roughly similar to the truth.
Oh, my. If what you say is true, shouldn't we help them get laid with love?
Guidance is all we need. Otherwise, we might be responsible for the birth of a super evil person instead.
Well, how's the mission going so far?
We cannot say it is going well.
I'm not surprised, with how quirky and unique you are. Not many women can handle that. Could you handle them, though? Me? I don't know. What do you think? You're a pretty adventurous girl. I wouldn't be surprised if you decided to go on a date. Or maybe go further if it got you a good story. No! Oh, you're not offended by that? Not in the slightest. You're wrong, though. I'd go on a date with them, but I don't like to sleep around. Really? To be honest, I didn't expect that. Yeah, I get that a lot. People often mistake me for someone who gets around a lot.
Excuse me, miss. For what we gather, does it mean you're willing to read with us in exchange for our stories?
Wow. No wonder your mission isn't going well. I don't mind going out with you all for a drink or dinner in exchange for stories. But only sleep with someone I'm serious about.
But our mission is serious!
It's not that. You either have to be my boyfriend or husband if you want to sleep with me.
We have heard of these terms before. Let us check them once again.
Consulting the database.
This is
very strange. According to what we found, many Earthlings mate with one person exclusively for their entire lives.
Yes, that's called commitment.
Such a strange concept. Then why, with such rules, do you still face overpopulation problems?
Now that you mention it, we don't have enough control of ourselves. And those in charge also don't have enough control of us. Not to mention, some races live for a very, very long time. So, even though there are rules about having kids, and they can be strictly enforced, a lot of people still break them.
We know Earthlings most about the concept of free will. But we thought your kind also loved the concept of restraint and taking care of the planet?
Maybe not as much as we should.
Yes.
At least, that was what we gathered from your information network.
Theoretically, that should be the case. But Earthlings are stupid. That's the easiest way to put it.
We learned so much today. But we have another question for Miss Freya.
Ask away. How can we become your husband? Oh my god.
That one really got you, didn't it?
Wow. Goodness.
Quite the pickup line.
Yes.
First of all, I would suggest going step by step.
Most of the time, you start by dating boyfriends and girlfriends, you know, before talking about marriage.
Oh. Okay. So, how can we become your boyfriend?
You could start by asking her whether she's actually single.
Understood. So, Miss Freya, are you single?
Yes, I am single.
Do you want to be our girlfriend?
Wow. Wow.
Asks a sheet of paper with yes or no circled on it. Or circle yes or no.
Now, the path to starting the date varies between people, but usually it takes some time before you want to commit yourself to someone.
Wow. The breeding process on Earth is surely extremely complicated.
It can be easier if you're a smooth talker.
Smooth talker.
Understood. We'll ingest sandpaper.
Someone good at communicating with others.
That would be really challenging for us.
Even after all that, making kids is still in a totally different league. Most women prefer if their male partners wear condoms.
Condoms!
It's something you wear to prevent pregnancy.
Why would you do a mating ritual if you don't want to have offspring?
A pleasure.
All this information is too much to process in one evening.
So we talked about using condoms. But how do your kind have sex? Like, seeing how you drink? A condom might be something you can't use at all. That's true. How do you do it?
We are pretty flexible with that. But we can't not tell you the details.
Which would not allow it.
Unless we agree to the mating ritual.
I don't want to imagine how it's done.
Oh, you do not need to worry. We do not hurt anyone physically or mentally.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that. Especially the mental part.
We did our research. And we tried it on a testing object. Oh, good lord. We tried it on a testing object we made. It was proven.
The mental capacity of Earthlings is far more complicated than anything else on Earth, sir.
Oh, we did not know that. Being born on Earth sounds pretty difficult.
It is. I will have to agree on that.
Anyway, thank you so much for the information you have given us tonight. It means a lot for our mission. We have to report our findings to the base.
How will you proceed with your mission with this newfound information?
We are not sure yet. It is yet to be discussed, after all. It was really nice talking with all of you.
You're welcome.
We are off now!
Bye.
Take care on your way, sir.
I just imagine him just blasting off. That was awkward. That was, really something.
Indeed it was.
Indeed. You said the first time they came here was for a date, right?
Yeah, but their date never came. And then they mistook Miss Myrtle for their date.
The game developer orc? Wow! I tried to think how that went.
It was pretty awkward.
But you can't be angry at such naivety. Naivety.
There you go.
I guess so. By the way, has the young woman been back since I spoke to her last time?
You mean Miss Lua?
Yeah, her. Oh, showing some concern now, are you? I'm just curious.
No, I haven't seen her since then.
But her boyfriend did come a few days ago.
And Freya was being pretty nosy, to the point that Mr. Gala joined the discussion.
My. You really have a knack for starting trouble. Sadly, I have to agree with that. It's not easy to make Gala join a random conversation. Unless it really piques his interest.
He's really into romantic drama.
Or annoys him. I don't know how to react to that. Well, I need to catch a flight to Seoul in the morning. So, I'm off for today. Oh, you're leaving Seattle so soon? It's only for a week or so. I'll be back here sooner than you. Well, it'll be a peaceful week then. Anyways, I need to get going as well. Thank you for letting me stay without ordering anything. I didn't even notice that. You really don't care about business.
You didn't order anything, but you did attempt back people to the coffee shop.
Huh. That's one way to put it. Anyway, Freya, you want to share a cab? Thanks, but I'm riding my bike. Alright then, let's see you around.
That reminds me, I don't know if I've mentioned it before, but recently I got an electric bike.
Ooh, nice!
Yeah, it is very nice.
So it's, yeah, electric. So is it like, you just plug it in to like a wall outlet? Ah,
Yes.
That's cool.
Mm-hmm.
That's really good. It's like, is it like street legal? Can you just ride it on the,
It
can you
sure
ride it on
is.
streets? Nice.
Yeah.
Do you need a license for it?
I do not, no. It is a bike, basically, as far as the law is concerned, except that it has a motor.
Gotcha. So, like, it's not like a motorcycle where you need a license, but yeah.
No.
Gotcha. All right.
But yeah, there are certain categories that it has to, certain... What's the word I'm looking for? Certain qualifications that it has to meet to fit into certain qualifications to be classified as a bike. Otherwise, it's considered a moped, I believe, is the default. Otherwise, which you would need a license for, but I have a driver's license anyway, so even if it wasn't legally a bike, I could still, ride it.
Right.
Anyway, take care on your way, folks. Dark chocolate, a warm and calming darkness.
Yes. Felt like that was a longer day than most.
A little bit, yeah. Wednesday, September 30th, 2020. Protests arrive over government treatment of Atlantic immigrants.
Yeah, I remember that for what that's a reference to a picture from a protest in the college. I remember that much. Yikes.
Foreign-made cars face...
treatment of Atlantic immigrants. Oh, from Atlantis. Oh.
Yeah, from the sea, yes.
Fuck, the government sucks.
Yes, dwarf-made cars face challenge against an unexpected competitor.
That is a clickbait headline if I've ever read one.
It sure is.
And the Mother Earth organization fights to save more forests. It's actually just actual fey wild creatures. All right.
Yes. I was going to say, I assume that we're calling it here, yes?
Yes.
All right, then.
The sleepiness is coming in to my eyeballs.
Gotcha. Then, I suppose, we might as well go back to the studio, which I've already clicked on, so we're there.
Nice.
Before I even mentioned it.
Noise.
Yes, thank you for joining me once again tonight, SheppySHEPS. It is a pleasure, as always.
Yeah. Great.
Yes. Oh. Anything you would like to say before we close off?
Your head is now a bomb. Okay, go blow him up. Go blow up that wizard. Go blow up that wizard.
Ah, yes.
Your head now bomb. Okay, I go.
Yes. I was going to say something, but I shouldn't. I don't know. I don't want to give away any clues for tomorrow.
I gave a big clue.
I suppose you did, but yeah. Anyway, I don't want to give away any more than you did, basically. So yes, if you know, as they say.
Yes.
Yes. Do you have anyone in mind that you would like to potentially raid tonight?
Let me see. Oh my god, we're raiding? Oh my god.
Yeah, so in the meantime, I will reiterate. Again, I do not have a set schedule for this particular week. I don't know necessarily what I don't. What's the word I'm looking for? Yeah, I'm going to be busy, basically. I'm going to be busy, and I don't necessarily expect to have a whole lot of time or a whole lot of energy to be putting that extra time into streaming currently. But yes. Next week, we should see something of a return to form. In fact, apparently I have a day off next week that I didn't expect. I'm going to have to talk to my manager about that because I don't know if that's correct. Looking at my schedule.
I didn't know.
I guess it might be because I'm working extra this week. Anyway,
I didn't know time people actually have managers.
Oh, I don't have a manager as a future man. I have a manager as a person who is living in this time period and has to pay rent and whatnot.
Working
I guess I don't
two
pay
jobs.
Rent, I pay bills.
I know the grind. I understand working two jobs.
I don't actually get paid for being in the past, actually.
Oh,
it's more of a volunteer position.
It's like, you're doing it for the good of the timeline, I guess.
Broadly speaking, yes. I do have two jobs, but that's unrelated.
Oh yeah, there was this game that came out recently. I was interested in Slay the Princess. Have you heard of it?
I can't say that I have.
Yeah, it's like a VN, but it's sort of like a Stanley Parable, where you have this narrator trying to guide your actions. It's like, you need to slay the princess, because if you don't, she will end the world. And it's like, you go to the cabin where she is, and you find out she's just a normal looking, innocent looking princess. And the narrator's like, there, you got the knife, now stab her. And he's like, oh no, I don't want to stab her. So, and then once you do, well, you can't. So I don't want to reveal anything, but the story loops and loops and loops, and things change. It looks really fun. I was going to play. I was thinking of playing that soon.
All right.
Yeah. And there's also World of Horror that I might be playing for Halloween, because I'm a big fan of Junji Ito and his works. So, and that kind of style, of like body horror, always actually, it's not. I don't want to say inspiring, but it's kind of like, ooh, it's intriguing. It gives me happy feelings in my head. It's like, wow, people are creative with like anatomy. He's very creative with anatomy. But yes.
Anyway, I just got a bot on my channel giving me advertisement.
Oh wow.
In a long time since I've seen one of those.
Oh wow, for like, you mean like for
like
followers?
Yeah, that
followers?
Sort of thing.
Sounds like a great deal. Why don't you take it?
Yes. Anyway.
Nothing bad could possibly happen if you do that.
Yes, I'm sure. For some reason, even though I've deleted it, it's not leaving the chat that I have on my stream. So I guess I'll just hide that for the second.
You might be able to see. You might still be able to see messages that were deleted. You might have like a setting.
No, I mean like it's visible. It was visible on the stream.
Oh.
Like the overlay.
Ah, I see. You might
even though I deleted it.
It might be whatever browser source you're using. Might be like you might have to use a different service or play with the settings. Yeah.
Yes. Anyway, so do you have a raid target or not?
I was going to say it's just a goblin. There looks like they're drawing some cool arts.
Cool. We like cool art around here.
Yeah.
It's literally... Someone has shown up to brighten the chat. Hello, all.
Oh, how you doing?
Now I have to unhide the bot message that I have that has infected my stream. Oh well.
I promise it's not one of mine. And if it is, it's going to get decommissioned post-haste.
Yes. Anyway, glad to see you all. Glad you could catch us. We are about to wrap up here. So it's good to see you as always. But yeah, so just a goblin?
It's just a goblin, all one word.
It's just a goblin.
Just a goblin. Yep.
All right. Oop.
Looks like they're drawing some pretty snazzy dragon art of some sort.
And yeah, all spelled normally?
One word.
Okay.
It's just a goblin.
Okay.
ITSGoblin.
Yes, I was going to say, I do know how to spell the phrase, it's just a goblin. I just wanted to make sure there weren't any, letters or whatnot substituted for numbers or something of the like. Anyway, so, raid has been started. There we go. The customary raid message is, as always, we have arrived. So, thank you all for being here tonight. I hope that you have had a fine night. I hope that you will continue to have a fine night every night. And I hope that you'll be well until the next time I see you. Thank you all very much, and farewell. Let us get this raid underway.
Goodbye. Bye-bye.
Farewell.